Now I'm going to talk about the second most important task in PTE exam in speaking section. Is one of the most important tasks because it contribute a lot of points for your listening section and for your speaking section as well. This is repeat sentence, and for me, I think repeat sentence is one of the most difficult tasks in PTE speaking, because for read aloud, for the first task, read aloud, you can see the text on the screen, but for repeat sentence, you're just gonna hear the audio. You're just gonna hear about 10 to 12 questions. The problem is, what if you don't have any ideas what they are talking about? What if you don't know the content? I'm going to tell you at the end of this video how I practice, how I add my contents, like how I add my database, how I make repeat sentence one of the most difficult become the easier task for me, for myself. So you can apply the same technique for you as well. Okay, as I told you earlier that repeat sentence skill assessed through two sections, listening and speaking. Now I'm going to give you the technique, and then I'm going to show you later the demo, like how I perform for each question in repeat sentence. The technique is depending on how is your target score. If you just need 36 or 50, around 40% of content is more than enough. But if you need 65, you just aiming for 50% of the content, I hope you understand what I mean. So, okay. In this task, there is no beep sound, so be careful, There is no beep sound to tell you that you must start speaking. So you have to look at your screen to know when you have to speak. This tip is very important because if you speak before the recording bar appears, the answer is not be recorded, so you're not gonna get point for that question. So be careful on this. And try to copy the pace of the speaker that you hear. If they speak slow, if you hear that they speak slow, you just, copy their pace, And then try to understand the sentence as a picture, who, did, what, and how, something like that. Try to translate the audio into the picture, and then it's gonna become much easier for you to repeat, to understand it, and then repeat after it. And now we have to see how this task is going to be marked. Is quite similar to read aloud, but something that you have to highlight for you is this one, content. So this task will be assessed on 3 parameters, like read aloud, fluency, pronunciation, and content. But the the percentage of each parameter is different. For fluency, you're gonna get 5 points, pronunciation 5 as well, but look at here, the content just 3 points. That's why I told you earlier that content is not the main priority, Just focus more on the fluency and pronunciation, and you are going to get very, very good score in repeat sentence and also in speaking section. Remember, content is not the priority. Most of the students failed because they focus too much on the content. They try to speak as much as they want, but it doesn't require, You have to focus more on fluency and pronunciation, as I mentioned earlier. And what do most students do? And I also make the same mistake in my first attempt. I try to recall everything, and then I give a lot of hesitations, a lot of pauses, no fluency at all. And at the end, I get low score in repeat sentence and speaking section. That's why I failed in speaking section in the first attempt. For example, if you hear this sentence, solar power is going to replace coal and oil as our primary energy source in the near future. It's quite lengthy sentence. It's very difficult. So you have to be familiar with the exam bank because the questions are always repeated in real exam. You just need to repeat something like this if you hear this sentence. Solar power to replace coal and oil in the future. You see, just aiming for 50%, 60% of the content is more than enough, depending on how much is your target score. you will get very good scores in repeat sentence if you speak like this. Solar power to replace coal and oil in the future. So to conclude, remember that you have to focus more on pronunciation and fluency instead of worry too much about the content. And then to conclude, what you have to do for repeat sentence, do not panic. The first one is do not panic. Just be comfortable, try to concentrate on the question, on the audio. Number 2, speak as much as you remember, because I told you, I repeat one more time, the content doesn't need to be 100% perfect, because even native speakers, they can't do that. They can't get 100% of the content correct unless the sentence is very short and very easy. And the third one, get at least 2 out of 3 of the content, or 50% is fine. Number 4, the last one is you have to speak fluently, clearly and naturally. And now I'm going to show you the demo how I perform during my exam, how you have to, and then you're gonna see how I perform, and then you can apply the same thing, the same techniques, the same method that I did, because I already tried in my real exam. Last time, my 5th attempt in the 30th of December last year, I got 90 points. I just repeat only 50 or 60% of the content in each question in repeat sentence, and I still managed to get 90 of 90 in speaking. So you can do it too. You can follow my techniques as well.
Building trust is not anything that can be achieved overnight.
Building trust is not anything can be achieved.
There is not enough space for me in the car.
There is not enough space for me in the car.
Please make an appointment with your tutor about work.
Please make appointment with tutor about work.
The website has probably the most attractive designs and layouts.
The website has the most designs and layouts.
The head of the department is available by the 3rd day.
The head of department available Thursday.
Soil erosion can be caused by increasing rainfall and changes in plant growth.
Something can be caused increasing rainfall and plant growth.
The quality is needed by a successful business manager, similar to those of the school.
The quality needed by manager similar to the school.
Modern businesses have adapted and been flexible in order to survive.
Modern businesses adapted and flexible to survive.
You may need to purchase an academic gown before the commencement.
You need to purchase academic gown before.
One study asked people to keep daily journals recording their appreciation for their partners.
One study asked people daily journal appreciation for partners.
The university has a number of travel scholarships that students can apply for.
The university has scholarships students can apply for.